Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Spider-Man No Way Home wave of 2023 years after the movie came out. Here we have Marvel's MJ, Zendaya's character from the film. So I'm excited to have this one. It would be nice to get a Ned Leeds to also have it, or maybe even a Peter Parker from the No Way Home movie. But it's a cool figure to have. It's updated. It looks like it uses some of the same parts that we got in the previous MJ figure that released for Spider-Man Homecoming back in a Target exclusive 2-pack. She comes with an extra set of hands and the Machina di Cadavis. He might be messing that up, but that's what it is. So anyway, I am excited to get this. I was able to get my full wave from ToySnowman.com. They're based in Canada, but they're your online retail shop for all your action figure collecting needs. So if you're looking for NECA, you're looking for all the Hasbro lines like G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Marvel, all of that you can get from ToySnowman.com, as well as import figures, all of the good stuff. Make sure to check them out. Link in the video description below. It's in my referral link, so it'll give you 5% off coupon code when you create your account. So make sure to check them out. Again, ToySnowman.com. Link in the video description below. So back to Zendaya. We get the No Way Home packaging there in the front. Looking at the back, we get the poster, and the bio reads, MJ was looking forward to senior year with Peter and Ned, but the reveal of Peter's Spider-Man identity disrupts her plans. It throws everything, right? Throw a monkey wrench into the whole situation. But anyway, there is the Zendaya figure. We're going to rip this card open and get that figure out of the package. And it does look pretty good. The Zendaya likeness is actually really nice because the other figures in this wave, actor likenesses, are not good. So it's nice to see this one actually pulled through. Okay, so here's the Zendaya MJ figure out of the package, and it is a really good one. I just kind of have her here so I don't have to do this later on and take pictures and try to do it all over again. So here I have kind of recreating when Andrew Garfield had caught her when she was falling from the scaffolding and everything. And that's pretty cool. I took some pictures. I'll post those on Instagram, and then you should be able to find those on marvelousnews.com later on. But yeah, pretty cool that we could do this. I already forgot what it's called. The Machina di Cadavis. Gosh, I can't pinpoint it. This thing is pretty nice. It's just done in a hard plastic. We got a couple of different colors in here. There's just like some dark gray and a little bit of green for the kind of the outside casing of it. And it's pretty cool, like the gold right there. That would be like where the button is. So there's that gold piece that's inside of there. It looks like, on the bottom it would be a piece that was like sliding, just like glued in to kind of keep it closed. But it looks pretty cool. I don't know what all the symbols are. I'm not sure even at this point which one would be like the Doctor Strange Sanctum Sanctorum, if any of them actually make the full-on symbol there. But this looks pretty good. I like that we got it. It's nice that we can have it, and we can have Spider-Man holding it, or you can even have Doctor Strange holding it, and I'll take a picture of that, later on, so we can kind of have that, since we did get Doctor Strange from the movie. But anyway, we're going to get into it with the MJ figure, so let's go ahead and get in for a closer look at her. Okay, so here we have our look at Zendaya, and I think the likeness looks really good to her. I think it's better than the first one that we got. Not that I thought the first one was terrible, but it wasn't perfect by any means. But I definitely think this new one is a whole lot better, which is great. The hair looks pretty good. We get some brown here in kind of her ponytail to kind of bring out some of the details in there. Looks pretty good. The sweater does have a rubber overlay on there that kind of gives it a baggy look, which actually I think works well because the sweater kind of would have been a little bit baggy. Arm, as you can see, it gets very thin up here towards the shoulder because, it's got to be able to kind of rest to the side. It looks a little bit odd, but it works out well. The stripes are on there pretty good, and it kind of lines up with the sleeves, so not too shabby. Again, the lower leg we've seen before. It was the same as the previous MJ figure. As you can see there, she has white socks this time instead of black, and then they did not paint the buckle on the shoe, even though it is the same foot. They just did not paint the buckle on there. But yeah, looks pretty good there. It's hard to say if the torso is the same or not. Obviously the lower torso would be. I think the upper torso is going to be different. We did get painted little buttons and things on there instead. The original one did not. So there is some articulation in there, and we'll get that a little bit later on in the articulation piece. But it's not going to be super effective because of the rubber overlay. But, it doesn't look too bad. I actually like the way it came out. So let's go ahead and move on to the articulation now. Okay, so MJ, she has her head in a ponytail, so she's not going to be able to look up a whole lot, but she can get up some. It does hit her back, so just be aware of that. You can get her to look down, though, very easily. You get a full rotation in there. There's not a whole lot of room for some pivot or anything like that. You get the arm to go straight on out like so. Full rotation in there. There's no swivel at the bicep or anything. There is a swivel at the elbow, though, and it is a single jointed elbow. So we get just over a 90-degree bend there at the elbow. Wrists swivel, and they do hinge. Standard horizontal hinge on all the hands, so the fists and the open hands. The fists are a little bit tough to get out because they kind of resets in because of the wrist cuff part of the sweater. It's kind of tight and the hands are really small, so I had to grip and like pull, and it like dug into my fingers, so just be aware of that. But it works out pretty well, as you can see there. She does have a diaphragm cut in there, but it's a little bit tricky. So with the rubber overlay, you can't really see how much movement you're going to get, but you could see that it ends up not being a whole lot there, and I don't know if that's because like the rubber overlay is hitting here or if that's just the diaphragm cut, which, let's be honest, it absolutely could be, because Hasbro doesn't have very good diaphragm cuts for female figures. So tilt to the other side. Tilting back is somewhat in there. It's just not a whole lot effective. And then the same forward is going to be basically nothing at all. And I think the rubber overlay may even stop it even further than that. You do get a swivel in that diaphragm cut somewhere in there as well. But again, with MJ, I don't know what else you would really need her to do, so it works out well. Legs go out that far apart. She can kick forward that far. The leg does not go back. You got an upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee. It does have pins, but it's black on black, so it doesn't bother me when they're the same color. You can't really see. I mean, you can see the pins, but it doesn't stand out like crazy or anything, so it doesn't bother me in any kind of way. There's no calf swivel or anything, but her foot hinges down quite a bit. You get some good hinge up, ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So for MJ, you know, I wouldn't expect her to be able to do a whole lot. I think the figure is very effective for the character and everything like that, and I think it actually looks great. So I am very excited to add this to my collection. I'd be even more excited if we did get a proper No Way Home Ned Leeds and a proper No Way Home Peter Parker. I don't think we will get that, but I can wish and I can hope, right? I don't know if anybody else would really want them. I don't necessarily want them either, but since we got MJ, let's finish it out, right? But I'm good if they don't. Maybe the important thing is we do have each figure already, whether it's Homecoming, you know, we didn't really get much for Far From Home, but we do have the three of them in some form, and it really could work, right? You just fudge it, and, you know, the clothing isn't going to match. Not a lot of people are going to pay attention to that. So at least we did get a Ned Leeds figure at some point and a Peter Parker. So I am happy that we can have these three like that. But I mean, we could have done that before, because technically these are all Homecoming versions of the three of them too. Never realized it before, but good lord, her hands were huge on this previous figure, because they just used all the same hands for every female figure back then. Now they actually have even smaller hands for some of the female figures, where, you know, to use where it makes sense. Huge upgrade, and it's funny because there's not a whole lot different to it. You know, she has different arms for sure. The legs are the same, but they feel better and more sturdy on this new one, even though they are the exact same. It could just be, you know, over time, kind of the flexibility of this has changed and adjusted. But the Zendaya likeness is a whole hell of a lot better. So this new one is definitely a big improvement over the previous one. Size comparison wise, obviously Zendaya is taller than Tom Holland. I'm trying to think in the movie if they really showcase their height difference. I don't know if they do, but, you know, they made Tom Holland, you know, taller, which, you know, I guess makes sense in a way. But size wise, they're pretty close, and I think that works out, you know, actually quite well. For some added comparisons here, we have the two Spider-Man figures along with Zendaya. Okay, and here we have Dr. Stephen Strange with the Machina di Cadavis, if that's what it is. So with his hands, he can kind of grip it for the most part there. So you can do some fun stuff definitely with this, you know, for photography's sakes. Now we have this accessory piece, so you can kind of make things happen. I don't think any other figure, like Mafex hasn't done any figures for No Way Home. SH Figure Arts, none of the Spider-Man figures come with this, right? Unless I'm mistaken. I don't think we did. So this, I think, is our only one for the movie. The only accessory that we have, the Machina de Cadavis. Hot Toys, I think, was going to release it with a Spider-Man figure and probably with the Doctor Strange as well. So it's cool, that we have it now. I'm very excited. I don't do a whole lot of photography, but I do like when we get these movie accurate accessory pieces. I don't really do anything with them, but I like having them, if that makes sense. It's kind of weird. Obviously, the more accessories, the better for any figure, because a lot of people like to pose in a certain way. They might display it with them. I don't, but I know people do, so it's great options for them. Okay, not that they shared any screen time from the movie, but it's crazy how you can go from a Zendaya likeness like this to supposed to be Charlie Cox likeness like this. It's so weird. Or even, I'm going to put the Tobey Maguire on this side because I don't think it's a great likeness. It's not completely terrible. But the Andrew Garfield I'm put over here. So great, bad, okay. Like, it's weird in this wave. And I don't have the Tom Holland figure out, but let's say this one because it's the same head sculpt. This one's pretty good. I would put it over on towards this side as well. So it's crazy, the differences that Hasbro does in these head sculpts. It's pretty wild to me, actually. But the Zendaya one looks really good. You guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this MJ figure? What do you think of this wave so far? What do you think of these Spider-Man figures? I think they're all absolutely amazing. Yes, pun intended with amazing. This is the highlight figure there, of course. This is the wave so far. Only one more figure to go, and that's going to be the Sandman. You guys let me know all your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you're interested in helping support the channel, hit that join button to become a channel member and be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching.